All right, Matthew Holt, another THCB Quick Bite. I'm here with Dave Lareau. He is the CEO of Medicomp. Medicomp has been around a while. 1978, I think you told me it started, Dave.
Founded in 78.
1978. And Medicomp is one of those clever inside the EMR, helping you figure out information companies. But what is it actually?
What it is actually, we provide a medical database that, given a diagnosis, we can present all the relevant information you need to document, care for the patient, complications, sequelae, etc., so that the doc can focus on the patient and not finding the information related to that patient's condition.
All right, so I'm charting away, doing an order, doing a note in Epic, Cerner, or whatever. What happens next?
You're doing a note, and now a lot of people are using ambient listening to create the note.
Yep.
Okay, send it through NLP. We take it, we structure it, we organize it, we normalize it, and we present it to the physician in a way that they can find things, understand things, and move forward.
Okay, and does that come up as a Smart on FHIR app? How does it emerge into their workflow?
We integrate through Smart on FHIR apps.
Yep.
There's other people who embed our stuff as their native clinical application, but more and more people are moving to Smart on FHIR apps
Yep.
to integrate through web services and APIs, technology like ours.
All right, so let's talk about the buzzword du jour, or maybe yesterday, I don't know which buzzword it was, but the whole sort of generative AI. How has that changed? You've been doing this a long time. You've had a significant database, lots of mapping to all different types of codes and what have you, and people could come up and use that as an information source. Now we have ChatGPT and people wandering around talking about Microsoft, wandering around talking about doing stuff, reading the notes in Epic. You also have all these ambient AIs you just referred to, coding and at least recording and starting to sort of deliver data out of the conversation. How does all that stuff change your world, and what does it mean for you?
A couple of things. One of the challenges of documentation so far has been doing it, just writing a note.
Yeah.
These LLMs and the ambient listening is making it easier to create a note. It's removing the documentation burden from the physician. It can create great free text notes. It can anticipate things, and a lot of the burden of documentation, if it hasn't already been solved, it will be within the next couple of years, but it still creates a text note. You still have to treat the patient. You have to be able to find the information that's relevant to the condition you're trying to address, particularly as we move to value-based care, and it goes to how well are you managing a patient's conditions, and elderly populations have 3 to 4 conditions. So let me quickly, in that text note or in those 6 text notes for the year, find the things relevant to diabetes, and then hypertension, and then chronic renal failure, etc. One click, see all the information, etc. So we're taking the output of large language models, normalizing the data, consistently, reliably, transparently, presenting it in a format the physician wants to use, and letting them complete their work.
Are you kind of going to be are you doing yet, or going to be into generating summaries? I've seen a number of demos of generating summaries out of long complex notes.
We can generate a summary, we can organize it, we can generate a summary for any particular condition, that's fine. But AI generates a nice text summary for something that you want to give to a patient. The large language models do great. For something that requires action by a physician, we do a much better job because we're organizing the data diagnostically.
All right, fantastic. Okay, tell me a bit about Medicomp, the company. We're interested in 1978. How big are you? How many organizations are you working for? Give me a sense of the flavor of where your organization is.
Our stuff is embedded in about 10 EHRs. A lot of times people white label it. You don't even know we're in there. They're just using us for the core of their documentation. We have about 30 employees. We employ about 40 clinical consultants who help us build the knowledge base, and we strictly focus on that. We're not an implementation and deployment company. We're not a hosting company. We don't host data. We're embedded in somebody else's system. So our focus is on providing a tool set that people can use to take care of the patient, particularly now in the world of large language models, where the acquisition of information for a note is less of a problem than it used to be. The action upon what you acquired is getting even more challenging with quality measures, with value-based care documentation requirements, and other things that once you have the information, you've got to do something with it. We help do that.
All right, fantastic. And last thing, you've been a private company since 1978?
Yes.
True. this is very rare in this health technology business, but I see you haven't. Tell me about the background, the finances. Have you raised money? Are you going to raise money? Are you going to grow? Or are you just continuing as you are?
We're getting more and more licensing activity. We license on a per subscription basis. That base is growing. We've seen people over the years get VC money, get quarterly pressures, disappear. I mean, Olive, you name it.
We've named a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you've probably talked to people today who've talked about it more than I do. So we decided if we're going to stay focused on providing a useful tool, we have to resist the quick hit for a quarterly earnings hit. We've got to retain our employees. We have very, very low turnover because when you're in the software business, you don't want to lose that intellectual continuity.
Sure.
So the only way to do that is to really control your operation. We've decided to do that. We've had opportunities to go into other areas, but we do one thing, we do it really well, we modernize it. We've been through 3 or 4 changes in technology. We're able to follow the trends, yet continue to do what we do well that I don't think anybody else does.
Fantastic. We're talking with Dave Lareau. He's the CEO of Medicomp, which is a little bit unusual beast, but great to hear more about it.
We've been called unusual. That's okay.
Nothing wrong with being unusual. You know, there are alternatives in this world which haven't been as good. But
okay.
All right. Thanks for your time, Dave.
Thank you.